want to be enough for you. Yeah. But you insist too much on being rude.
Greetings, friends. Have you ever found yourself daydreaming about a certain someone? We all have, right? It's a part of life, but sometimes these crushes can lead us into a labyrinth of complications. Today, we're spilling the beans on the 7 types of crushes you'd be better off avoiding. We're talking about the ones that might seem alluring, but could end up being more trouble than they're worth. So, are you ready to navigate these tricky waters? Stay with us to learn about the types of crushes that might be more trouble than they're worth. So, what are these 7 types of crushes that we should be wary of? First up, we have the unattainable crush. This is the kind of crush where the object of your affection might as well be on another planet. It could be a celebrity, a person in a committed relationship, or someone who simply isn't interested in you. Pursuing this crush can lead to heartache, as it's unlikely to ever become reality. Next, we have the toxic crush. This is the person who can do no wrong in your eyes, even when they're clearly not treating you well. You might find yourself excusing their behavior or ignoring red flags. This crush can be harmful to your emotional well-being, so it's crucial to recognize when you're in this situation. Thirdly, there's the obsessive crush. This is when you find yourself constantly thinking about the person, to the point where it interferes with your daily life. It's important to remember that it's healthy to have interests and relationships outside of your crush. Then, we have the rebound crush. This is when you start liking someone shortly after a breakup, often as a way to distract yourself from the pain. These crushes can be problematic as they're often not based on genuine feelings. The 5th type is the friend zone crush. This is when you develop feelings for a close friend. It can be tricky to navigate as you risk ruining the friendship if your feelings aren't reciprocated. Next is the ego crush. This is when you're attracted to someone primarily because they're attracted to you. The danger here is that you might not actually like them for who they are, but for how they make you feel about yourself. Lastly, we have the fantasy crush. This is when you're more in love with the idea of someone than the person themselves. It's important to remember that everyone has flaws, and idealizing someone can lead to disappointment. Recognizing these types of crushes is the first step to navigating them. But how do we handle them? Now that we've identified these troublesome crushes, how do we manage them? Let's dive into some practical strategies. First up, we have the obsessive crush. It's essential to set clear boundaries. If you find yourself constantly thinking about this person, it might be time to take a step back. Engage in activities that you enjoy, spend time with friends, or pick up a new hobby. This can help shift your focus from the object of your affection to your own well-being. Next, for the unattainable crush, it's important to understand that it's okay to admire someone from afar. However, it's also crucial to keep your expectations in check. Remember, your worth is not defined by whether or not you can win this person's heart. For the rebound crush, remember, it's perfectly normal to seek comfort after a breakup. But don't let this person become a substitute for your ex. Instead, focus on healing and self-improvement. You'll be ready for a new relationship when you're not looking for someone to fill a void. When it comes to the friend zone crush, it's vital to communicate your feelings. If they don't reciprocate, respect their decision and try to preserve the friendship. It might be tough initially, but with time, things will get easier. With toxic crushes, you must prioritize your emotional health. If you feel stressed or unhappy around this person, it might be a sign to distance yourself. You can seek professional help if it's too challenging to handle alone. Dealing with the competitive crush requires you to understand that love isn't a competition. If you find yourself constantly comparing, take a step back and evaluate your feelings. Lastly, for the long-distance crush, it's good to maintain communication, but also have a life outside of them. It's okay to miss them, but don't let it consume you. Remember, it's all about balance and self-care. Navigate your feelings, but don't let them navigate you. So, there you have it. The 7 types of crushes to avoid and how to handle them. We've delved into the treacherous waters of unrequited love, the pitfalls of the elusive bad boy crush, the dangers of the just friends scenario, and the rest. It's a complex world out there, and navigating the realm of feelings can be a veritable minefield. We'd love to hear about your experiences and strategies. Thanks for joining us today. Remember, your feelings are valid, but they shouldn't control you. Stay safe and take care of your hearts.